kör. Why not? Okay, let's do it. Hello and welcome. Good day to people watching now, I guess. New. Why do I always do that? New. I make some kind of average between the Swedish nu and the English now. Thanks for saying happy birthday, guys, to the moon, PG, JC, Fabrice the Fainting Goat, and Twilight that was here before the stream. Uncommon seas. That's funny. What is this uncommon seas? What do you mean? With the music, you mean? No, but I dance. If you watch through my content, I dance to. It's video game music. It's remakes of Donkey Kong music mainly, but video game music. I don't really listen much to music. I prefer much more to either sing or dance to it. And the music, video game music from games I played as a kid, they give me that childish excitement, you know. But that's funny. I hadn't thought of it being like something that Sis did, but that's true. I look so strange when I go up in the middle of the night fasted like this, because right now I guess I am 55.5 hours fasted. Lean as fuck. Yeah, the dancing says. No, guys, please, it is my birthday stream. I don't really care all that much about my birthday. It's just another day of getting down to business with work and training, the work on myself and others. I love answering that, by the way, because it's come naturally. Then people, what do you do for a living? I work on myself and others, because a lot of people ask me here, obviously, because I'm this blonde guy in Greece. No, but please, guys, if you can bring some questions, that's all I want. For my birthday, I want you to be the best you, and I want to help in that. So please ask your questions. Consider supporting the channel with a super chat. So we had one question from To the Moon here. What does life look like for you for the next 10 years? Good question. Well, it's more of the same, but grinding more. I would hope that I get together like with a woman I love. It's not that, the universe is predictable randomness, but it should have happened within 10 years. It's building this, Uncommon Sense, both the YouTube channel, Instagram account, and as an extension of that, the coaching. I want to bring my direct help to more people, because I know it's when I work with them directly, then I can do most for them. Just doing more of that. If we talk about some potential things, because um, what I notice with winners, is that they don't have goals. They of course might have some things in the distance that they might, or they know they're working towards at some point, but it's really about doing the right thing every day. Taking the steps that take you there. It's like with training. If you're results oriented, like when will I get ripped? When will I build the muscle? It's like, no, we can have a rough idea of that, but it's really about every day doing everything right on every day, right? And that's the thing. I'm so happy with the way I live my life that I don't want to die, of course. But if I was faced with death now, I'd be scared probably. It's difficult not to be scared of, I think, like in the immediate moment, but I would have no regrets. Like if I think about it big time, of course, I'd like to have kids and all that, but it's a state of being to life, and I just am where I want. I am the way I want to be. I'm constantly progressing in life. So but some ideas from what I'd like to do in the next 10 years. Actually, here in Greece, the gyms are quite crappy, and actually, it's my girl that said that I should start a gym chain here. So even starting the first gym would be good, but that would be an amazing project, like to actually have a gym, a club with members, just higher tier, better gym than most here. And I could, at the same time, that could be so much of a base for me, like the first one, where I have like an office, can record videos in the gym, all like that. Um, so really, the 10 years, really building up the business, helping more people as an extension of that. Um, Potentially doing a gym, maybe other business opportunities that I just don't know about right now. Getting the family and the business moving. It's like, and it's a state of being again. It's something I'm already working towards now. So it's just a matter of how much will have happened in 10 years, because it's like with this channel and what I do, I never had. Of course, I will do stuff here. Like I'm gonna try to get on more podcasts and stuff because I'm noticing that, especially with how do you say that? Not so mainstream message. It's very difficult to grow organically. Like it's going all right. It's definitely been going faster this year, but the bigger boosts just always come when you're on a podcast or have someone else on your channel. So not to say that you can't take steps that you think will speed things up, but with my training and the work on myself and an extension how I share that with you guys, it's been the same shit. I've just been getting better at it throughout these years. So, you know, when you are like this, when you're progress minded and process minded, you don't think as much of the outcome as you think of the steps you need to take each day. So, yeah. Bartosz Sysmazek, your work is appreciated. It is, is it Bartosz from IG that I talk with sometimes? Well, I appreciate it. PGJC, I stalled with fasting. Do you think it was because I was listening to Cole and not eating maintenance after my fast? I'm not sure. I mean, what does your fasting training nutrition regimen look like? I'd have to know more to know that. Um, so please do tell me more. Like this is the beautiful thing with these lives. Like this will actually be the last one. Now I know I've trolled you a bit, and I have not made up my mind every time, but I say it as if like it's over. But I always know if I feel like I'll do it. But now I'm not going to have these meetings at midnight anymore. So there will be maybe some occasional, completely spontaneous streams other times, but these like double weekend streams won't be anymore. But the beautiful thing is these live streams are a lot like my group coaching calls are. It's just that instead of you being on camera one at a time, you can keep asking we can have a dialogue in the chat, especially because the stream is just not so big that it gets flooded, right? So yeah. To the Moon says, I love that, being process minded and not goal oriented. Yeah, man. It's what it's all about. Like, it's what I tell my clients all the time too. Like, I know when you don't have certain results, I've been let, it's also scale this sometimes. When you just become it, when you're fully aligned, you're just loving your day. Yeah, I love that. Well, I've had it so much here in Greece that I'm just stacking wins each day and I'm loving my days. They go simultaneously super fast and super slow because you're so in the moment. You get so much shit done that both when you look back, when someone replies to a story on Instagram or something, I'm like, that was 2 hours ago. It feels it feels like an eternity ago, or that was 45 minutes ago. That feels like 8 hours ago. But at the end of the day, you're like, it's already over, you know. But it's like when you don't have the result with some things, it is a little difficult because, for me, for instance, with the training, now if I lean bulk and put on a bit of fat, because I'm never gonna put on a huge amount of fat again. I can't, be like, I miss my ripped look too much because I know that I just change what the process in the other direction and I get back there. I have done it so many times now. But someone who's never been ripped, like many clients I have, they are a little bit more like, oh, how long do you think it will take? That kind of thing. And I have to remind them, don't even worry about it. You're doing everything right. Focus on just how more can you nail each day. And guys, it's going so well with my clients. I can't wait to show them off one at a time when they've done, transformations equivalent to mine. And then, of course, I'm the leader, I'm the coach, I'm the one that really does this full time. So, of course, I have to be the example and be the best, but the equivalent, ripped, from fat to ripped. Or some of my guys have more muscle than I had when I started, but it's getting ripped. That's the thing. I have a great video coming out on this subject later today for me. It is Monday. It is my birthday for me. But yeah, why it's key to get ripped. Well, like for other reasons than just being ripped. But I'll not spoil that too much. Just tell you that video is coming out. Okay. Mm. PGJC, 3 days workout a week, carnivore for 2 years, down 90 pounds total, probably 25% body fat. I was a fatty for almost 30 years. The love handles are the most difficult to get rid of. My body seems to want to hold on to the last 20 to 30 pounds. Look, this is, what do you mean? 3 days workout a week, carnivore for 2 years? You you need to tell me the entire thing. You said you stalled with the fasting, um, but if you're not going down lower, you're eating too much, or you're not burning enough calories. A deficit is clearly not happening in one way or another, right? This is what I love about my routines that I do with my clients. I keep the metabolism high. If they have crashed their metabolism, we might have to take a little piece of building the body up. Like, I have one guy that he's been, before coming to me, he's been overly depleting his body for so long that he's up in this unfortunate spot when he has more fat than he'd like, but his body is just running on so little energy. So we needed to take a step back and actually feed the body and raise his maintenance calories. And now we're going into a fasting routine again. Now he's going to lose much more fat from it, and then we, between the fast, we keep it high with good nutrition and training. That's the unique thing that I brought. Cole, I don't like all his methods, but also he targets more like just obese people, which I would help someone, of course, and I've had clients like that in the past. But many of my guys are more, and women, by the way, but I just have more guys. But many of them just have more fat than they'd like. They're skinny fat, or they have muscle but never been able to get ripped. So, that's what I mean. Like, because don't want to say you're eating too much, because that's not necessarily always the point. It's like, because you might have lowered your metabolism, right? So it's just a deficit is not happening from whatever you're doing. The body can't break the laws of thermodynamics. It can't be like you're in a deficit, but it's like, nah, I want to have this fat. Like, then it would have to be eating up your muscle or some other tissue in the body, right? So, if you want a good answer to this, try to say, like, I fast like this. I train like this. This is my split. This is how many calories I eat when I eat, and my macros. You're carnivores, I guess it's just fat and protein. But I need more to be able to give you good input on that. To the moon. I'm beginning with the gym in the morning, building a new me in 2023. Any tips on how to beat those bad days that might break my momentum? Just beat them. It's like when it's so general, that's the answer. Like that's what I do. Do you know how many like I've been enjoying myself here, but I work so hard. And when you're a guy like me, when you become very Chad, to be honest, a lot of people hate you. And to me, when it's just random people, it doesn't get to me. Like I'll actually tell you that story now. I don't think I did it I almost started telling it in a video, but it would have taken too long. Um, but I'll tell you as an example here, and I'm going to get back to what you said there, to the moon. But so they have the siesta thing going here in Greece, right? And so I've accidentally bothered people sometimes by making sound when they have the siesta. And of course, I'm new here. I don't want to be disrespectful, but people just kind of assume when you're like a jacked guy, like all tan and high energy, they kind of assume that they project onto you that, oh, he doesn't give a shit about he takes a lot of space. But it's like, no, I am a lot. So when you see me, you think I take a lot of space. So if people just told me in a nice way, do you know what? We had the siesta. Can you not do this right now? I'm just like, oh, of course. Oh shit, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Of course, I'll do that. But so once I was out, and I was pretty sure it was before siesta time, and I was carrying this rock back and forth, and I was using this big tree, to do like landmine presses like this. And I hear this guy. I understand that he's talking about me. I hear Malakas Gymnasterio, which is literally like asshole training. And I hear him call someone about this, and I'm like, what a little bitch, I'm right here. If I'm bothering him, all he has to do is tell me, but he has to assume that I am a Malakas. But I know this is a skinny fat guy. I know that he just hates seeing me, just hates seeing what he could be. So I just walk up to him and stand like, not like aggressive, just standing waiting for him to finish the call. And then in the meantime, I look up in Greek. I speak some Greek, but I look up how to say, I'm sorry, did I do something wrong? And the funny thing is, the Greek have a like honor thing, that they want to speak English to you when you speak Greek. Like if you're helping them by speaking their language, they want to help back. But so sometimes it's even like a bit of pride when they do that. But this guy, he even refused. He understood English, but he refused to speak English to me. So that's the next level. Like, no, I won't talk your language. But I managed to get out of him. It's siesta, and between 2 and 5, he said. And I'm like, that's not what I heard. But I'm like, okay, instead of being all like, but that's the point too. His dog was closer to him and barking more loud than any sound that I did. So I know this guy just hates me and wants to find something wrong with me. So afterwards, I check in with the woman I'm renting from, Konstantina, and she tells me about the times, and it's like, yeah, I was at the right time. I was at the right time. So, what I want to come to, it's just a funny story too. But when you become this way, people hate you everywhere. And when I am so aligned that I take my role. I'm happy for people to hate me so that they can be inspired. That's why I choose to be so nice to that guy, so he gets to see that maybe I'm not such a malakas after all. Maybe I'm a good guy. Maybe he can get to know me. Maybe he can learn something from me. But when I end up in some deficit myself, like I've stressed myself too much out with work, and shit, and I get a little burnt with someone that's just a little closer to me or something that they may understand, then it gets to me. Then I can get a bad day, if I let it be. But the thing is, I have to get on top of my mindset so quickly and reframe it, instead of like, how could this person do this to me? Like the stream, by the way, guys. So how could this person do this to me? I that do everything to help them, blah, blah, blah. And I have to get on top of it. If I feed into the negative, I'm going to become negative. So I have to get on top of it. Like, no, it's actually that this is just proof that I'm further ahead than this person. They can't love me as much as I love them because they don't love themselves as much as I love me, you know. And then I have to go do something, either go smash a workout. And sometimes I will actually just go out to meet someone and have a nice conversation, you know. Like that's what you do when you become it, when you live, you just want to help people. People will come up to you. People will talk to me everywhere I go. So often when I don't feel great, um, and I can't really focus on whatever work task is in front of me, I don't feel like, I just go out and get to meet someone and spread some positive energy to that person. A lot of the time, old people, because the old people here are really miserable, a lot of them, and people often treat old people as if they're invalids or something, and I go treat them as they're actually real people. And just the positive, you know, what you want in this life you have to give. It's a message I spread a lot to you guys here. And so when I manage to give happiness to someone else, I get happiness again, and then I'm back on track, you know. So that's, you see, beat those bad days that might break my momentum. Beat the bad. You have to do something, because people, a lot of people, you have to take responsibility for everything in your life, the way you feel, your emotional state. You think like, oh, now this bad feeling happened to me, this bad day happened to me. No, something happened that makes you feel this way right now. You can take action to change it. That's what I always do. I might even, if I don't, I might smash out extra workout, just pump out some pull-ups or push-ups, or burpees, or even fucking just run down to the sea and jump in the water and run up, you know, to elevate my state, alter my physical state, which will, you know, will release some hormones. So I need to get on top of it, you know. So guys, please, I see I have some more to get to. Please bring more questions. Please consider supporting the stream with a super chat. Let's, I think I'm going to take this for 1.5 hours, if possible, you know. Okay. Bartos, what would you say is your purpose in life? How could one find purpose, taking into consideration there's so much choice and variety in the world and life? Look, there's really only one purpose in life, and that's mutually uplifting each other. That's what we're here to do. And your way of doing that might look a little different. But I'd say you always find your purpose when you heal, when you work on yourself. I didn't know exactly what my purpose was when I started all of this after the panic attacks. I just worked on myself with the fitness and health. And for me, I noticed that, yeah, this is it. I'm fucking great at this, you know. And I also understood I have, because of the place I'm coming from, I have a bigger perspective than just lose fat, build muscle. You know, I understood that it's bigger. You can tell if you watch my videos, right? I will focus less on the technicalities and on the big picture of stuff. And it's the technical shit I mostly bring to clients, like when I work with them directly. So working on yourself, you will notice that I didn't know exactly what it was going to look like. I started to say, yeah, I probably want to do some kind of coaching, not traditional personal training, even though it started a lot in the gym. And so I went on the path of training, doing the content about it, the fasting diet practice content, and starting as a personal trainer, knowing that that was actually education. And then slowly, like at the start of this year, now it's been almost 1 year that I've done this full time, you know. I started doing it a little bit by the side before. So you just got to work on yourself, invest in yourself, and it will come to you. It shouldn't have to be forced. So my purpose in life is becoming the best person that I can be on every level, so that I can bring that to all the people around me, like both in my immediate surrounding, because, you know, when you're healthy, strong, fit, have a bulletproof mindset, you're happy, all this, then you can bring that to other. That's what people don't understand. Being a little fatty, weak fatty, that's selfish. It's doesn't just hurt you, it hurts everyone around you. You're setting a terrible example for them. You don't have energy and positivity to give to them, you know. So what I'd say is find a skill or find a problem and solve it for yourself, like I did, and get really fucking good at it, and then bring it to other people. Something around there should be your purpose. Please follow up on it if you want. PGJC. I was thinking I crash metabolism. Calories I do not count. That's your problem, bro. You don't count calories, and you're not losing weight, and you don't count calories. Well, I did that video recently. You gotta know your macros. Not counting to a T, that's a luxury for guys like me that now can intuitively eat, because I've done this on the paper, so mechanically for a while. Counting calories, I did it too. You know, I saw some guy responded to that video, was like, oh, human beings are the only animal that has to count calories, not that, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, but human beings are the only animal that can count calories, dummy, you know? And if we were all living in our natural state, just like hunters in the woods, yeah, of course we wouldn't have to count calories, but now we've been traumatized and corrupted by the modern world. When your hunger signals have gotten disrupted from all the junk food and other shit habits, um, and you can't just intuitively eat. You feel hungry and get cravings when you're not supposed to, and that. Now you have to use these mechanical tools as it's like, a caveman would build muscle if they just ate a bunch of meat and fruit and carried rocks. But now we go to the gym too and stuff. You have to use this before you earn the luxury of not having to count the calories to a T. You have to do it. And look, I count them in a sense still. It's just that I just know now because I eat the same kinds of foods and meals. So yeah, you gotta do it. I felt tired, etc. Lately, I'm eating 3,500 calories and have not gained much. But gained much? Like, what's your goal here, really? I don't quite understand what you're trying to do with all of this. It's like you're doing a bunch of shit kind of aimlessly. You said you wanted to lose weight. Now you're saying you haven't gained much. I think I'm going back to 72s and 96 once a week. Yeah, maybe. But it's very you have to know what your goal is before doing something. I don't understand what your goal is. Dave Cranston, happy birthday, buddy. Haters are motivators. Yeah, man. Did you see the Oh, and I talked a bit about the hater. No, I posted a new post in the Snake Diet motivation group, and there was a lot of haters, a lot of steroid accusations, which of course is just love to me. It's a great compliment, but I love talking to the haters too, because, and a lot of them think that I'm mad back, because they can't tell in the text either, and I have my high energy, like I'm gonna lecture them now, but to me, it's just coaching. It's just that a person that comes with a nicer approach, they can have the right answer for them can be a nicer tone. But the hater, they need to know they're fucking stupid haters. In order to wake up. They had to feel humiliated that, oh shit, my attack on this guy didn't take it all. He's completely owning me. Because the haters, they are closer to waking up than the people that are just completely numbed out. Like because I've had haters in my personal life too, but and then I know they're jealous and that they see that the progress in me mirrors their lack of progress in life. But then there are people who are just like they're just all like they have no reaction at all, and I'm more worried about those people that they can't wake up, and that's why I'm becoming more provocative in my content. Like, how is this? Um, because if you don't feel anything, you're not waking up. So even on the people that are more numbed out, I need to go poking them. I need to find where their pain is, because following the path of the pain is always the key to progress. I know that with the panic and I've been avoiding the pain of depression and anxiety for a long time, but when the panic attack hits, the panic attacks hit the greatest pain I ever experienced. On the other side of facing that, overcoming that was the best I've ever felt. So I love the haters. I know that it's just an expression of their self-hate when they hate on me. And I try to help them by triggering them even more. I've had a great time answering everyone in the Snake Night group. It's so funny because I am a 99th percentile extrovert. I was born with this extroversion, from my mom. She's the same. And when I'm so fully aligned and have this high energy from my life process, the Uncommon Sense program, I can interact. I have all my clients. I have a bunch of people on Instagram. I can, on a post like that, I can sit and like talk with everyone. It doesn't take me much time or energy at all. So I've been enjoying it a lot. Love the haters. Mm-mm. Yeah, Dave Cranston said to the moon, day one or one day, just start. Have a good one, guys. Keep learning. Take Theo. Take Theo. Yeah, yeah. Have a good day, Dave, if you're still around. Mm-mm. Oh, Troy Paul is here. What's up? He's going to be working with me now going forward. Yeah, I'm glad that post inspired you. So you know both Wes and the snake diets. It's always cool when stuff intersect like this, because we all gained our inspiration and education from more than one source, right? So it's kind of cool when you can see like, you too have followed these several things that I followed, right? Mm-mm-mm. To the moon. What would you say sparked the change in you? How did you create this version of yourself? Well, it is. I feel like I I talk about it all the time, right? It is the years of trauma and depression, anxiety, coping with that, traumatizing myself with all the alcohol, weed, junk food, porn, hookup culture, mindlessly binge watching TV series and video games, just fake joy that gives more real misery afterwards until I was so in such a terrible spot that those panic attacks hit. When I understood, and no, I always thought I was born this way. Trauma from my mom. She really hammered in my head that we were just born like this. So I thought I couldn't change. But then when the panic attacks hit, I understood that this I cannot have been born. This can't be like you're just bound to end up with this what feels like a psychedelic trip gone horribly wrong every day. So that's when I started facing the difficult instead of hiding from the difficult and getting the much more difficult later on. And after conquering the panic attacks, seeing that I could change, something that felt like it couldn't change, finally changed, starting working on myself with a training and nutrition at first, noticing improvement fast, and then realizing, shit, I can change. It is facing the difficult, choosing your difficult that makes you able to change and get places in life. And so I've just been improving and building upon that since then. Yeah, that's it really. And now what I want to do for people is either us that have ended up in a terrible spot and want to change. I want to help them via my content or coaching, but also more. My biggest desire, in a sense, with this is like not desire, but want, is that that people don't have to hit rock bottom in the same way that I did, because a lot of people, do you understand that my existence was so miserable that I felt acutely like I felt like I was a threat to myself. This is so horrible that I might kill myself because I can't deal with it. It's like I'm living with my worst enemy. And I mean, I can't say it's close as in I'm standing there thinking of jumping or something, but it's close in the sense that I had to face this fucking feeling every day. And a lot of people would not have found it in them to overcome it. They would have actually ended it. So I'm like trying to warn you, please don't do what I did. Listen to what I say. Go on my coaching program or take to heart what I say on this channel, right? Um, so yeah, man, that's how it was. And look, in a sense, I feel I'm lucky, um, that it happened to me, the most terrible thing ever, and that I was managed to overcome it. Because I think that's why I think some people that never experience great pain, it's like they don't find it in them, this motivation to move forward in this way. There are like successful people that seem to not have, you know, that haven't suffered quite as much. But then it's like it's more difficult. Like it's, to be honest, that's the reward for facing a lot of difficult in life like that. You just get this insane drive. Like I can't lose this. I literally can't lose this, that I'm doing. I have a plan. I know what I'd be doing, because people are, oh, what if you injured yourself so you couldn't train? I'm like, that can't happen. What do you mean injure myself so I can't train? If I break my arm, I train everything but my arm. if I lose my legs, I'll train my upper body. I get the most jacked upper body ever. Not saying that it won't be difficult and that I will struggle with it when it happens, but I know that I wouldn't quit. Even if I ended up in the hospital with all my limbs broken, I would train my mind not to hate life. And I would treat the rehabilitating process the same as I treat my process right now. And I just don't think you can find that if you haven't suffered enough in life. But I think if you're smart enough and humble enough and listen to someone like me, you can accomplish similar things because, self-imposing the adversity, the difficult of training and fasting and working on yourself on every level, it's like, it's not trauma you face, but you overcome struggle and you learn something through that too, right? Please, guys, please like the stream if you haven't already. Consider supporting the stream with a super chat. Keep the questions coming. Would like to run this for an hour more or so. Bartos. Beautiful answer, Theo. I better go to sleep then to uplift some people tomorrow here in the UK. I wish you have a great day. Yeah, you are Bartos, that I thought. Yeah, you shouldn't even be up now, bro. It's a funny thing. Like, I want viewers, of course, for the streams, people that bring content to the stream, help make content of the stream. But at the same time, I want more like Americans to watch this or Australians or something that are up in the morning, because I think you should sleep at night. The only reason I'm up is because I had my midnight coaching calls, and I'll go back to sleep for additional few hours. It's funny. A lot of people, if they had to do something at midnight, they'd probably just stay up till midnight. I go to bed at like 6, 7 instead, so I can go up for midnight and then maybe sleep a few more hours afterwards. Okay. To the Moon says he's ready to Dave. One day, not one day, but day one. Derek Dean, I know this guy. Happy birthday, bud. Good to see you're doing well. All is well. All is well here, my friend. Snake Diet Tony, and I hope it is with you too, Derek. But if you have any question, please bring it. It's helpful to me and the other people watching. Snake Diet Tony, happy birthday Theo. Grattis på födelsedagen. Tack så mycket. Tack så mycket. Troy. Yeah, I think it's more of a vibe thing or truth seeking, most likely. Yeah, if you are a truth seeker, you're gonna find certain people, because there's a lot of fake in the world. Most people are fake, but so real wants real finds real. To the Moon, what is your current relationship with your mother? Do you feel she held you back by forcing limitations on you? Well, my relationships to my mother is good. It was good to get some distance from my parents. Like, I've been independent of them for a long time. But I've always been living close, and I couldn't really see first that even when you figure out what went wrong in your upbringing and the ways your parents failed to be there in the right way for you, I didn't understand that even knowing this, it kind of affects you sometimes if you're around them too much. But it's good. Especially the distance has been great. I've been calling her here and there. Let her go on about the shit she likes to talk about, and talk a bit about my stuff. Because my mom has a big mouth too, but she wants to talk about, like, I don't know, clothes she's buying and la la la. I don't know, stuff that isn't as quite as interesting to me. But I love her. So no, I love my mom. I mean, yeah, forcing limitations on you, that's the point. The way I see it, I'm of course not a parent yet, but I've done a lot of reverse engineering, and I'm also a coach, which kinds of make me like a big brother or dad to a lot of people, like, in a sense. It's of course not the exact same thing, and you all never have to deal with them when they're very, very small. But so the smaller a kid is, the more you have to actually control it. Like a little toddler that can't even speak, you can't let them just run around hurting themselves and stuff, right? But the older they get, the more you have to allow the kid to make their own mistakes so that they learn from them, and you can tell them what you think without forcing them, because then if they do, they will trust you more. They will feel more like you're looking out for them, and then if they do try to some things like that, and it's something, they get some side effects, some backlash from it, you'll be like, oh, I see now why dad does the things he does. You have to set the example, of course, too. But when you try to force the kid, the kid feels misunderstood, and it's like, you hate me. Why are you trying to force? And that's what my mom did. She treated me as I was the criminal, like I'd already done the crime, you know. Like I remember so vividly when she accused me of wanting to go out to get drunk, when I still held on to that. I don't want to do that, even though other people started doing it. And so uh, I ended up at a point where I might as well. I still get shit for drinking, even though I don't do it, you know. So often when parents try to control you like that, they end up pushing you exactly in the direction you didn't want to. Yeah, because of course they mean well. It's just that they're failing. They're doing the best with what they got from their parents, you know, in their life. Um, so you see, yeah, she held me back and traumatized me, but I've forgiven her for that. And my dad, he failed in some ways too, of course. Um, Another thing is just that I had an autistic brother, right? And he took so much like that. I have an attention deficit. I have that wound that I have a deficit of attention. That's why I like doing shit like this. You know, I'm not doing this like look at me, you know, kind of thing. But of course, I enjoy it at the same time. But so that was a big part too, you know. And I've had to parent myself so much. But in the end, you know, I've come full circle with it that my parents, what they gave me, it's inevitably part of who I am today, and I love who I am today. So it's just that this is not what they tried to do, kind of. But I've gone full circle and like, yeah, like it turned out great. It turned out great. So yeah, my parents. My dad is actually coming here for my 30th birthday just for a few hours. So I guess he loves me a lot. Just for a few hours in the evening so we can have dinner and chit chat a bit, you know. Um, yeah, seems like there's not all that many viewers now, but those of you who are here, please ask some more questions, keep the stream going. Consider supporting the stream with a super chat. I'll see if I missed something here. PGJC had a great opportunity to get more input in detail on his routine. But yeah, and if you hear this, if you're still here or you're watching it back, you seem to be like kind of just aimlessly walking through. You'd need a program. Coaching would be great because you know I that's a beautiful thing with coaching. You just decide what someone is supposed to do. Then, of course, it's a dialogue, so you can adjust a little bit according. But a lot of when you are the teacher, when you have the result that the person is looking for, that you know best. You know, to listen to the teacher. They will have the plan for you. Um, yeah, the best students are the ones that just listen, you know, and don't have to have too many questions. Like, of course, they're going to have to ask some questions, but it's like me with my coach. I really asked him the least I can. I just trusted that what he's told me to do will work, and it has. You know, the best teacher, if you're the great student, you almost not notice that they're there. In the start, like, well, what do I even get from this person? But they just gave you exactly what you needed, you know, to find the right answers on your own, kind of. Then, of course, the higher ambition someone has with their goals, the more you're going to have to discuss them at some point, you know. Troy Paul, that's exactly my program right now. I do the work, but it's kind of a shit show. Yeah, exactly. That a lot of people, they have an idea of wanting it to be better. Then they just do a bunch of stuff, and it's like, yeah, but what are you really trying to accomplish? Another classic one is when someone wants to be lean and build muscle, so they end up like doing something in between. Instead of doing like, okay, I'll do lean gains, I'll put on a little bit of fat, I don't giga bulk or something. They want to stay ripped or get more ripped as they put on muscle, and that's just very, very difficult. Yeah, it's a really optimization thing. It's something I can do with certain sport, but I know for me to cut fat and build a muscle, I can't do that really right now. I can put on muscle very slowly without basically putting on any fat. But if for a recomp to happen, I have to be carrying a bit more fat. So, but it's just a classic example of when people don't decide what they want, you know, and they end up doing neither. And I've been there too earlier in the journey, trying to find ways to get ripped and build muscle get more ripped and build more muscle at the same time. and you just end up kind of stalling your progress in either direction. You have to pick, you have to know what you're working towards. Again, then you focus on the steps each day, but it's still that you have to know what kind of outcome you're looking for, even if you're not focusing on it. It's like a goalpost. I call it goalpost. It's not that I have to get to this exact place, but you have something like over there somewhere. That's where I'm going, but I'm looking at what I'm doing here. Bunch of shit dropping in on the snake diet post here. I'm really trying to get to everyone here. Funny, yeah. It's good, a lot of good input. The haters are always just most amusing to me on a personal level like that. Um, mm, mm, mm. Troy Paul, is there any validity to going with maintenance calories for a while once fat loss stalls in order to bring up metabolism hormones? Yeah, I talked about that a bit before. To be honest, a lot of people are just impatient sometimes. Like you can't say that the weight the same if you follow it, if you follow a deficit that's been working for you in the right way, and it goes slower. Sometimes the scale will stop for a time before it drops again. Like the body will try to fight you a little bit, so you have to give it a bit of time, like 2 weeks or something. If you stall for 2 weeks and you did everything right, then either it depends on what spot you're in. Either you cut the calories lower, or you take some days of refeeding, put some more activity in there, get the body going again. So, but I talked about how with one guy we've had to do that because before coming to me, he just done two long-term keto and extreme fasting routines. So his thyroid was just kind of dead, that he would gain weight back after fasts, even eating quite low calories. So now we took some time doing no fasts and just focusing on smashing it in the gym and raising the calories and activity. And now he's maintaining weight at a much higher calorie count. So now we've just gone back to fasting. So now he's going to be cutting more weight with it. So, yep, it's like it's not always the move to do when weight loss stalls. It depends on where you're at. Sometimes it's just like, okay, it's time to cut lower. But sometimes absolutely build that metabolism up. But the beautiful thing is like the end result when you're someone like myself, it's like the metabolism never drops because you dial it in so well. It's like now I'm fasted. I'm freaking lean. Like I don't know how well I can show it here, but I am lean. There's not much fat here. I'm just kind of flat from the fast. The muscles don't really pop. But I'm doing great, almost 60 hours into a fast, because I eat so well in between when I did one other fast here. My metabolism didn't really drop anything. I refed with a lot of food the day after, but that's like a luxury that's earned through gaining a lot of muscle and being on point with all the other health shit that just makes your metabolism fast, right? Like people don't understand, but the sun is great for energy production. Cold stuff is great for releasing stored energy. Sauna is great for releasing stored energy. But it's not that the individual sauna will, you know, the one sauna session will yield so much weight loss. But it's like having all these things into your regimen just makes you into like a furnace. Your energy is just so available to you. And when you eat good food only, the body, if you don't go on a giga surplus really with whole foods, the body just instead of like storing it, it's like, okay, great. Now we have more energy. You just use it. You feel better. You have higher energy to go out your day. Okay, awesome, man. Thanks, Troy says. Well, you're welcome, buddy. It's going to be fun working with you. Do we have anything more, guys? I know there's not that many here, but I might have to end the stream because I don't really have too much. I'm in a very zen, as you can tell, I'm doing great. I'm not like, oh, on my fast, but I'm in quite a zen space. I need a little bit of inspiration to get something to get going with. I'll go check the snake. I can't share it on the stream. I'll check here. I love it, viewing people's input on the post. So funny. I actually brought some hate comments into my video that I'll be posting. So for me, Monday at 5 p.m., I guess, yeah, Greek time, GMT +2. Yeah, better. There's like over 600 people liking this post. I'm really trying to do everything I can to make channel grow. As I said, just the organic growth is very slow in general, but especially when you don't have less of a mainstream message like this. But so I have to directly do it. So I think I'm gonna directly message everyone that liked the post and be like, yeah, thank you for liking my post. Follow my YouTube channel and my Instagram. Snake Diet Tony, if you could only do 3 to 5 exercises for the rest of your life, what would they be? Interesting. Gotta have a squat in there, as to grass barbell squat, Romanian deadlift, weighted chin-ups for sure. I don't want to pick the bench press. It's like I'd actually do ring push-ups instead of the bench press if I only get to pick one. And then I don't even do much vertical shoulder pressing, but in this mix, when I just get these 5 exercises, I think I'd have to do that. What am I missing now? I mean, yeah, because I guess I'm gonna have to address them like, but the rear delts and some upper back muscles get a little left out, but the Romanian deadlift will do a lot for like the traps, at least upper traps and the lower back. Yeah, because with 6 exercises, it would be easier, definitely. Then we'd throw like a wide grip row, a seal row in there or something. But so luckily, I'm not going to have to choose this. but I can, since there are not so many people viewing right now and not so many new questions, I never know with the viewer count. It's not accurate, but it's low, of course. It gives an indicator. A full body workout, if I could just do one, I would like 6 exercises ideally. And then I do squats, barbell squats, Romanian deadlifts, weighted chin-ups, seal row, wide grip seal row, ring push-ups instead of a bench press, and shoulder press, standing shoulder press. But that would suck though. Like, why would I have to, But I guess it's an interesting thought experiment to see some priorities, But this is actually quite an interesting hypothetical. But so many times when I've been asked hypotheticals, I'm like, why? Why should I entertain a fantasy? But I guess this one I can see the purpose of it. I can see like how do you prioritize exercises? Okay, so I'll keep it going for an hour, no matter what. That's 7 more minutes. But if there's nothing new from you guys, I really gotta go. So please ask something in the chat. Consider supporting the stream with a super chat. It is my birthday after all. uh, uh, oh, yeah, this hater lady is back. I own this hater lady, but I kind of got her to come around in the end. But now other people, of course, have to protect me. It's funny, it's cute, because I really don't need protection from the haters, but yeah, people are nice. People are nice. Okay. Snake Night Tony, thanks, man. Similar list on my end. Sleep well. Troy Paul, happy birthday, bro. Well, thanks, bro. Appreciate it. You don't have to send me a super chat. You just sign up for the coaching. So it's a great birthday gift. I always love, I can handle so many clients, and the person I am. So, Of course, there could come a time where I had to put a limit because I need like other people assist. Because right now I am customer support and everything, because I can. But at a point to be able to focus on all the clients, I need to hire others, and then I might have to stop client intake. But I'm always happy to take someone on. So it was a nice start to the birthday. Mm, mm. Yes, I guess I'm gonna have to ask at another point, but I would need advice on like podcasts or other YouTube channels I can go on because that's really the best way of growing your following. I guess I can go looking myself too, but it's people that already watch me and watch someone else. That's of course great. There's a lot of funny hater comments. Like there's a lot that don't hate that just ask if I'm on gear, but like this guy who was like, did the nose job come through the fasting as well? What did he say? Um, Lots of comments. Yeah, here, okay, a guy has just followed up. He put, "You are on roids, can't fool me." And I responded, "No, you're clearly doing a great job at that yourself," and a little clown emoji. And he says, "Keep telling that to yourself. You ain't doing no snake diet. You eat a lot and shoot pop roids. Also, you have a lot of water retention. Guess you went cheap on the roids. What a fucking idiot. You, cheap on the roids. Maybe I have the water retention because I'm not extra dry from roids, idiot, so I'm gonna have to own this guy a bit more. Yeah, we had this guy. Was the nose job part of the diet? I just said, laughing my ass off. The stuff you bitter fatties come up with. Lol, I'm not fat, not even remotely fat. Definitely not bitter. Just notice the bridge of this nose bug right. This comment didn't show up before, so I guess I was unnecessarily rude in the next one because it looked like he was just correcting my spelling, but it was his own. Um, because that's a classic, when people can't argue with your argument, they try to find something else to correct, like, oh, you spelled this wrong or something. Uh, so that guy, I'm gonna have to tell, oh, I'm sorry, I missed that comment. Mm. Okay, guys. I'm surprised actually that these don't get the more views. 'Cause it should be a good time, but I guess it's a big chunk that are Americans, but it isn't only Americans watching this channel. So I guess for the Europeans, this is a terrible time. It just so happens that I have to go up at midnight right now. But you know what? Actually, end it. Actually, end it. Um, let's see. Oh yeah, some good stuff to get to here. We'll see. I need less sleep when I fast, so I might even I listen to the body. If I naturally get sleepy, like I did yesterday, I went back to sleep for a few hours. Maybe I'll just stay up. The only problem then is that when you break the fast, then it's often because then I don't feel the stress hormones right now because I'm so resistant to stress too. But I know they are there. So breaking the fast makes you go a bit more parasympathetic after a fast. So maybe I have to take a post breaking the fast nap. Maybe I even go on a little stream for the break fast. Not sure. See some people come in. Oh, and the like. I appreciate that. Do you have any last question for me, person that come in before we end the stream? I'll stick around a bit to see that. You can always gift me the birthday super chat too, but that's just an idea, just a thought. I want to look at what the stream looks at if I go in from another account, just comparing it. More people came in. You can save the stream and keep it going if you bring the questions. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to end it in a minute or two. But I'm feeling great. 30 and feeling better than ever, really. It's funny. Someone commented he was at negative. Oh, the 20 somethings. It's so easy for you to put on muscle, you know. And I'm kind of like, but bro, I look younger now when I'm 30 than I did when I was 25. So, you know, age, chronological age is just one factor that ages you. It's not everything. So, yeah, you know, because when they say that testosterone levels decline and shit like that, it's based on a sick population, you know. It's like, yeah, the average, you can't, if you do live like me, I live, nothing about what I do is average, you know. So the numbers can go by the numbers that are on average people. But okay, guys, it seems like the stream is quite dead. So thank you guys, you dropped in, wish me happy birthday, brought some questions. There will be a good video later in like 15, 14 hours or so. Okay, guys, I will see you later. Peace. And thank you.